Michael Vasquez, and we're here in my studio in Miami, Florida. 15 years, I would like to be in major museums around the world. Not around the country, around the world in 15 years. I've wanted to be an artist in some shape or form since about the 2nd grade. Initially, I wanted to be a comic book artist, and then that evolved into an animator. Eventually, I wanted to be a graphic designer, and while in college, decided on pursuing a career in painting. I think there was something about creating the illusion, but evidence of the human hand at the same time. That always fascinated me. My work deals with my experiences growing up as an only child of a single parent mother. You know, not having brothers or sisters and not having a father figure in my life. When I came of age, the early teenage years, I was sort of looking for that. I needed to identify with someone, and I ended up identifying with the kids that were in the neighborhood, and they happened to be associated with the street gang, and that sort of led to a lot of lessons that were learned through that. And that's sort of the foundation of my work at this point. The first series of portraits that I made actually were called family fatherly figures, in that these were friends of mine that, at that time in my life, these guys were a little bit older than me, and I kind of looked up to them, and they sort of guided me, sometimes in the wrong direction, but a lot of the times in the right direction. With the majority of the portraits, their purpose is to actually pay homage to somebody that was important in my life growing up. So I think using portraiture as the medium for that is appropriate, in that I can honor them by making these, for the most part, monumental in scale portraits that ultimately, because of the scale, which is very important with them, generally the viewer has to look up to these people, which is very much how I felt about them growing up. I don't think anybody could really be too sure about what the future holds for them. I mean, I have a good idea of what I would like it to hold, and I'll work as hard as I can to get there.
Up next, more with Kipling Cronkite.
Coming up next, day 3 of Art Basel Miami. So today, I basically slept until about 11 because I was wiped out from last night and yesterday's activities, and then ate a good breakfast. We had to do our blog post for Kipling Art today, so we got that up. And then came here. So I've been here for the last 4 hours or so, just looking around, and I saw a piece I liked and negotiated with the gallery. They gave me an hour, put it on reserve for an hour, and then they said, we'll hold it for you an hour. And when I went back, there were 3 offers on the table. And so I'm glad I got it. So they actually offered to sell it for me at a profit, but I said no. And then I wanted it. That piece, the artist is 79 years old, and he's Spanish. Juan Genevos. He's like well-known Spanish artist. He's in every major museum in the world. He's in all the major Spanish museums. Older, it's really incredible. I've always loved his pieces. I usually buy emerging artists, but I was able to get a museum quality piece for around $35,000. Here we go. So this is the Marlborough Gallery. So, hi guys, how are you? Good to see you again.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, I'm so excited with the piece.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I can't wait. I'm so happy I got it. So thank you. So this is the piece. And I mean, if you see it kind of at an angle, you can see the layers. So underneath there's actually a board, and then he layers it with the acrylic paint. So it looks like, you know, the people or children are running into the ocean. So it's kind of like the shallow part of the water here and the deeper part here. And then the open space that he leaves here is something that he's really known for. Is that good? Yeah. This space, whenever I walked in here about 4 hours ago, you could hardly walk in this booth. So, you know, you have Botero, you have Otterness, you have, you know, Francis Bacon, $18 million just right here on this wall. So it's pretty incredible, the range of you know, prices. Hey, Romero, how are you? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
I'm covering some stuff for Beach Channel TV. Yeah, I want to come by and see you. I'd love to see you because I'm here until tomorrow.
Okay.
So, are you around or?
I'm in the studio tomorrow.
Okay.
You have my email?
Yes.
Nice to see you.
So good to see you.
Excellent.
This is the man of Miami right here.
No, you're the man.
are.
You're the man of New York. You're from everywhere.
And I've known Romero for a long time, actually. Probably been 8 years, 9 years, maybe. He's really a rock star. And the nicest, down-to-earth guy that, you know, you'd meet. And what's great about the fair is that you know, you have the lounges, they have seating area in different places, so you feel really comfortable and relaxed, you know, to come and see the art, sit down for a little bit, relax, get a coffee. You know, in the lounges you can get alcohol. You know, they have wine and beer and, you know, salads and all kinds of good food. So literally, they've made it where you can spend the entire day here, which is nice.
Hey, this is Carolyn Z, and we're profiling Gavin Perry.
My name is Gavin Perry. We're in Miami, Florida. Well, I was a little kid doodling on the insides of my books, on the brown paper of my wrapped books, and I guess the rest is history. Just sort of made work all my life. I think at the impetus of my work has been around math and mathematics. I think my life has been involved with that. I remember fondly building models and Rector sets and Lego towers and whatnot as a kid. I think that led me to want to be an engineer, work with materials in that regard. I think all of that has come sort of full circle. I guess predominantly I use, or I'm known for using a lot of resin, epoxy resin, but I use everything at this point. I was describing to somebody the other day that I don't think that I'm really a painter per se, but rather an artist. I choose to make work out of whatever material project demands. I want them to take away the piece. I really don't know. I mean, I think work for me is a very personal kind of thing. My engagement with my work is very personal, and on that level, I don't know that I want to explain a story to anybody or fill in all the blanks for them. In fact, I'd rather have them ask more questions than I answer for them. I think that gives the work a little bit more longevity, to them individually and to me, generally. So. In that regard, I want them to sort of question how it's made, what's it made for, why it's made, that kind of thing. I don't necessarily want to fill in those blanks. Miami influences me personally. I don't know that it influences my work specifically. I think, you could maybe pull color, as part of, sort of the colors of Miami, I guess have found their way into my work. Sort of that sick, saccharine, sensibility, I guess, has maybe found its way into my work, but I think Miami affects me more on a personal level. Basel's been great. Basel's been great for the artists in Miami. Basel's been great for me personally, financially and intellectually. So I think it's burgeoning. I think there's a lot of potential for growth. I think we're doing a lot of the right things to develop a bigger scene. I mean, I'm as I said, I'm from Philadelphia. Philadelphia's scene is maybe, seen as always diminished because of its proximity to New York, though, I guess it's growing, it's growing in its own way or whatever. I think Miami's doing the same thing, so, time will tell. You know, I've been here for, what, 13 years now, so I've seen a lot of change. I think it can only go up.
This is Art Basel on the Beach Channel. I'm Carolyn Z. You can find out more about me and vote at tinyurl.com/CarolynZ. Stay tuned, there's more to come.